Everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. So we're discovering more about who's trying to take down progressives like Nina Turner. And it's not going to shock you guys to hear that one of the largest super PAC donors contributing to Turner's challenger is a fossil fuel billionaire. This was reported by The Intercept. They say that Stacy Schusterman is a billionaire heiress to an investment firm started by her father. And she's also the chair of Samson Energy, which is a fossil fuel company with 11 oil and gas wells in Wyoming. And they just so happen to be located dangerously close to the residential neighborhoods in the city of Cheyenne. So yeah, she really cares. And Schusterman donated a combined $1.55 million to a super PAC called the Democratic Majority for Israel over the course of 2019 and 2020. So pretty easy to understand why corporate Democrats refuse to say a single negative word about Israel and why they refuse to condemn the fact that the Palestinian people are essentially kept and living in an open air prison where they're denied food, medical care, they're not allowed to leave, they can't go and find a better life elsewhere, even when their homes are bombed, even when they're bombed by the Israeli government. And this big oil-backed super PAC has now spent more than $600,000, actually over $660,000, on attack ads against Nina Turner and on support ads in favor of her corporate-owned opponent, Shontel Brown. In addition, this DMFI, whatever it is, super PAC, also spent $1.44 million on attack ads against Bernie Sanders when he was running for president. And they put out $1.5 million trying to help reelect corporate Democrat Eliot Engel while launching attack ads against his progressive challenger, Jamal Bowman. Now, luckily, it did not work in the case of Bowman. He won. Eliot Engel, who couldn't even be bothered to live in the district in which he was running, he was ousted, thank God. He was a complete and utter corporate shill. So luckily, the voters saw through that. But while Brown, she's the woman who's running against Nina Turner, she said that she would vote for the Green New Deal if she was elected and if it came up for a vote. Do you really think that we can trust her to give a damn about the environment, about all of our futures, when this is who's backing her, when this is who's donating? This is the largest donation and the largest contributor to this super PAC is someone who's involved directly with fossil fuels and who stands to lose money under the Green New Deal. You know, she knows who's funding this opposition to Nina Turner, and she refused to sign on to the no fossil fuel money pledge, which Nina Turner has. So the choice is very clear. If you live in this Ohio district, you need to vote for Nina Turner. And is it any wonder why big oil shills like Jim Clyburn or Mark Vesey down in Texas support Brown, and they're trying to stop Nina Turner from winning? According to Open Secrets, Clyburn receives a ton of dirty money from these polluting big oil companies. In 2019 and 2020, over the course of those 2 years, he received $228,000 from electrical utilities and over $62,000 directly from the oil and gas industry. And over the course of those same 2 years, VC ranked as the 5th highest recipient of oil and gas money among all Democrats in Congress. That's something. And as The Intercept pointed out, the Congressional Black Caucus also endorsed, bought and paid for Brown over Nina Turner. Nina Turner stands for working families. She stands for ending the economic disparity in this country. A disparity, by the way, which overwhelmingly affects people of color. So why are they backing someone who basically wants to pollute our air. And understand, most of the places where they put these oil wells, where they locate their facilities and pollute not just the air, but also the water, our groundwater, our ground in general. Most of the time, they put these facilities, they put these plants in poor and Black communities because they know they can get away with it. They know that the people in those communities likely don't have the resources to fight them. So all you have to do is take a look to see why the Congressional Black Caucus is not backing the candidate that actually will help Black and brown people and people in general in this country. It's because the Congressional Black Caucus has two people who are heading up that caucus with direct ties to that industry. Clyburn, of course, as well as many other corporate-owned Democrats, are part of that group, but also two of the board members, Michael Williams and a man named Alan Wynn. They worked as lobbyists for the petroleum and coal industries. And guys, understand, we don't have time. We don't have time for any of this. What I'm seeing lately in regard to climate change is terrifying. If we don't end our reliance on these dirty fuels, we're not going to make it. It's just that simple. Our children aren't going to make it. Our grandchildren sure as hell are not going to make it. So we have to elect more progressives. We have to get this Green New Deal through. We have to at least make an effort. And these corporate Democrats with their ties to the oil and gas industry are not going to cut it. Voters need to understand. I've said this a million times. I'll keep saying it. Not everyone with a D behind their name is a good person. Not everyone with a D behind their name is fighting for you and I and for our planet and for our future generations. Unless they're endorsed by Justice Democrats, and especially unless they're endorsed by the Sunrise Movement, then they are a fossil fuel whore. That's what you need to understand. So like I keep repeating, please look at a candidate's policies. Look at who their backers are. Don't just vote based on personality. If you look at who's funding them, that will tell you everything you need to know about who they are. Guys, understand, they just had 15 tons of dead fish that washed up on the shore on the East Coast. 15 tons. Think of how many pounds that is. This isn't the first time. There's this fungus, there's this disease in our waterways. And it's not just dangerous for the fish, but I've said it before, if all of the fish die in the ocean and our oceans die, we are done. We're dead. That's it. And there are so many news reports out there right now saying that we're past the point of no return. That we're not coming up to the tipping point, we are past the tipping point. That we just need to mitigate the damage at this point, that there is no going back. We just have to figure out how to slow it down and to not make it so that we literally don't have a planet that we can inhabit. So this needs to be taken seriously. There was just a report out the other day saying that the Amazon rainforest, which used to be a great source for stopping emissions, it is now a source of emissions. We cannot afford to have our elected leaders taking money from the same industries who are causing this. One of the main sources of emissions and pollution is our food supply. Sorry to say it, guys, but it is factory farming. It is the raising primarily of cattle, but of all animals. Next, believe it or not, is our fuel sources, fossil fuels. So, guys, do your homework. If you don't have a progressive running in your district, consider becoming that progressive running in your district who will not take oil and gas money, who will do the right thing. And if you don't want to run, find somebody who will. Find someone who you trust who will not take money from these dirty oil companies. They are literally killing us. They are literally killing the planet. Anyway, guys, I hope, like I said, if you're in Ohio, support Nina Turner. Even if you're not in Ohio, you can financially support her. Please do so. I am giving her money every single month because it doesn't matter anymore what state you're in. Pollution is everywhere. Our climate change issues are everywhere, and it's costing us a ton of money. So even if you don't care about our air quality, maybe you care about the amount of money that we're wasting trying to mitigate all of the damage that's being done, and all of these cities that are finding themselves underwater. I mean, hell, look at what happened in Florida, in the Miami region with that building collapse. A lot of that has to do with what's going on with our climate. You can't tell me that it isn't. And lax laws. And because there are fake Democrats out there who are actually Republicans, which I'll get into another day. But I will talk with you guys soon. Thanks so much for watching and listening. If you can become a supporter or a friend of the show, please do so. Go down to the description box. We can hang out every month. At the end of this month, I'm going to be hanging out with the people who become friends of the show on Saturday, so I can get to know you guys better. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.